We're live, no longer Memorex. You did 3%.
I did,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
I just did the raises.
Personnel.
Everything else is pretty much the same as it was last year.
Mendez is down 2,600, and it's comment 3, and what you put in for comment 3 is less than everybody else's comment 3 in county.
Well, I thought I put in, well, give them more. Because I thought I put in 3% of what they made. If I just did something mathematically wrong, that's,
No, it was on and then it's off. Thank you. It's
yeah.
like,
I'm sure they will definitely take anything they can get, like anybody else.
okay, well, you put in like 31, which I think's this year, and it should be like 33,763. But as we've done in,
102,832.
yes. Yeah, you rounded up. I had 831, but yeah, that's what comment 3 is, so it'd be higher. But we're taking all raises out. So at the end, next Friday, we'll know how much we have left.
102, 832
4 raises.
for the three.
Yes. Everything else was 3% over this year's. So those, and colleagues, speak up when you have a question. Extra help, we want to keep that line item in.
Yes, because I think I'm going to have to do away with our lockbox because it is complete and total train wreck. And I think we're going to start this fall, and if it goes correct, we're going to process 100% of all the statements in office, in-house.
Lockbox. It's not anything to do with Daleville.
That is Delville.
So it didn't turn out the panacea you were hoping.
No, we were overpromised and under-delivered.
That's a lot of that going on these days. Welcome to America 2023.
Yeah. And Debbie and Bobby know the gentleman we've had to deal with, and he's done a lot of that with all of us. So,
So we got to
Yeah.
keep that in.
yes, like I say, hopefully we can do it, but worst case scenario, Cindy and Rita, who retired, they said if they need to, worst case scenario, they would come back and help
Okay.
process some stuff.
That'd be Linda, not Rita.
Well, I would like to move that to extra help in case I needed it there. If I don't use it, I'll turn it back in,
How
but
much? Because right now
I've
you
got 3,000 for lockbox. That's on there. Yeah,
okay.
So shift that up to the extra help.
yeah, in case needed,
Okay.
but
So it's a net sum 0 as
Yeah.
far as total amount. Okay.
that's
Well, you
all
got
I've got, yeah.
3% first deputy. Everything else is the same.
Yep.
Okay, my question was Treasurer's Technology Fund was reduced 6,316.
That's what I paid all the lockbox out of.
Okay, so you don't
Because
need
I,
that. You won't need,
that's a non-reverting fund.
okay. Okay. Is non-reverting, is that what the 999 is? Unappropriated?
Non-reverting means that the balance carries over from
Right.
year to year.
Right, but there's no number that can tell me that, tell us that. There's no department number or
No.
fund number that, so I can't just look at 999, it's, 999 is unappropriated. Okay, so you're okay with the 4829 then, then
Yeah.
we don't have anything to do with that, do we? It finally soaked in, it's 4 years. These guys, they're sponges better than I am. So your total increase is 3.76%. You're reasonable. Not everybody sat across from us this week's been reasonable. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for being reasonable.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I need to keep the office running.
you told me yesterday Kiwanis, yours would be short and sweet. It's 9:02.
That was a quick one. Next in line.
Well, he's talking at budget once a year at budget hearings. Bill's reasonable. Who's next? Is we going seniority or
04.
Next, 04.
recorder? Let's see if you're as reasonable as Bill.
I am.
Okay. Let's,
I have one change.
3%, 3%.
I have one change to I put $1,000 in longevity because I was copying from Linda's, and we have nobody that will get
It's gonna,
longevity in my
I
office.
wondered last
so.
night when I was looking at, who do you have that would fit longevity?
Nobody.
So minus 1,000.
Save $1,000.
You're welcome.
You know, that's 1/50th of 1% raise for everybody. So when they get that extra $1.50 next year, we can say, see Lisa.
Yep.
So actually, with that loss or that reduction, you are like at 3.25%. So you beat your colleague by 0.5% increase. You're the winner, chicken dinner. So you get that 1,000 less in longevity. And we increased second deputy's comment threes to what actually is. its
What is
ratio.
that?
The total went from 101 to 102.831. She said 832. Probably it's 49 cents. She rounded up.
Not for me, for Bill. Okay.
Yes. His total line for deputies was 102,832. So divided by 3, and that's per.
That's what I got.
Okay, we're good. Okay, auditor. No, you're not auditor. You're assessor.
Page 9.
Yep. Sorry.
There.
Yeah, I grouped you with surveyor. Yes, county assessor, 008. 3%, 3%, 3%, 3%, 3%, and 200 plus for longevity.
Yeah.
I know your forms that you turn in, state forms, are not the same as the spreadsheet we have, but we figure it out. So everything's 3%, which we back out until the last day when we see how much raises. Pray to God if we could do 3%, but that's yet to be seen. So just increase longevity by 200, given your personnel. You're right in there in the running of 3.5%, actually less. You may be the winner. You may be less than our 3.25.
What do we get for
We tell everybody, their $1.50 raise is by virtue of you three for holding the line. Because like I said, it's like 1/50th of 1% of all 300 people that get paid. That's part-time and full-time. Okay. Assessor, your disclosure fund, tell me about that. You're okay on the 008.
Huh?
You're fine on the 008.
The
Main.
sales disclosure fund, that's just money that goes into it. I didn't do anything much.
It's just the same.
Yeah.
Oh, you reduced it.
I did
Supplies,
reduce a little bit.
but you made up for it in training and travel.
Yeah, because it's getting more expensive to do that.
So it's a wash.
Yeah.
You get a star. Reassessment, tell us about that.
1224?
Yeah, yes, 1224, 035.
I didn't do much to it, just lowered the supplies. Everything else stayed the same. Oh, I lowered the copier rental because it's went down.
Really?
Yeah. We did put, yeah, what'd we do with it?
We didn't do anything because we don't pay it this year. I thought we decided we didn't pay it this year.
No, we didn't talk about that, no,
Okay, then we need to put it back in Kathy's budget.
yeah.
I thought I switched.
Yeah, 'cause it's on a
I must have dreamed it, because I bet we had.
It's on a 3-year, it's on a 3-year thing, because we just started it. Last year was the first year.
Oh, that hurts.
I think,
I dreamed it, I had.
I'm pretty sure, because we just took pictures, so we're on a 3-year scale again.
Oh, that hurts. We thought our council budget was so good. Could we cut that? Well, reality just smacked us in the face again, like it does every year. So,
is it
30,000?
gonna be the same 30,000, Jody?
Because I paid part of that,
Right.
So it actually costs more than that?
yeah.
Okay.
I didn't pay very much, but I did pay some, plus I pay him some other money too, so. Well, I pay Schneider some money, so.
I'm sad.
Sorry.
Sorry, people, your
But I'll
dollar and
tell
a
you
half just
what.
came back and,
That pictometry is awesome.
right.
That's what made her go last. We knew she was gonna disappoint us.
Thanks, Bill.
I love the serious look at the delivery.
Yeah, you could tell he was serious. The people at home, they only see the back of your head, so they all think you're serious.
So we did pay it 21, 22, 23.
Yeah, but we're starting over, see?
It never ends.
I'm pretty sure, I'll find out.
I'm gonna go ahead and put it in
Okay.
and let me know by next Friday.
I'll find out, okay.
30,000 makes a big difference.
Yeah.
That is takes 100,000 to do a 1% raise for everybody, so 30,000 is almost
Third
a
of a percent.
third of a percent. And we're looking wherever we can, because we're way over. Every year we have to cut $1 million. This year we have to cut $1.5 million. So don't spend that raise yet, because it may be non-existent. And I'm hoping I'm wrong.
Well, every bit counts, but it's not that.
Well, I'm sorry, we just took away the $1.50. Plus. What? I know. We know. Well, we. Yeah, we cut EMA slightly.
What'd you say? Oh, you did cut 1,000, right?
Yeah.
Yay.
You know, we're only 1.4.
You get the candle cake today.
0.99 million yet to go. We'll get there. All right. We will get there, but it's going to be tough. Next Friday's going to be.
Well, now I have a position, I do have a deputy position open I'm getting ready to fill. So the money that, from the time Lily left till now, I mean, till I fill that, you guys can have back. If that helps any.
Every bit helps. The state doesn't help, you guys help.
I know.
It is what it is. Okay, you have any other funds?
Sales disclosure reassessment and county assessor, that's it. That's enough.
It is. Every department's envious of your perpetuation fund, I want you to ask them. And you have nothing to do with it, the state does. What about the elected officials training? Where's that at? Does that fall,
Have one for that, because we don't budget it.
that comes from the state too, doesn't it?
Comes from fees.
Oh.
Comes from fees.
Council's been added to that. So we're planning a junket to Hawaii, Bali, Tahiti. No, I know I'm live.
No, we don't spend it, but we.
I'm facetious.
Yeah, comes from fees.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't spend a lot next week, unfortunately.
I don't know, I can tell you how much is in there.
Yeah, I saw it last night. I looked it up. It's quite a bit. It's healthy. It's in the tens of thousands. I mean, it's healthy.
I get a report every month, but I don't think I even look at it.
Yeah, so that's a state
It doesn't
thing.
change.
Well, so I would suggest people that, oh, I know you were at a recorder's something yesterday, weren't you? You and Andy. And it's paid for out of that, I'm guessing.
No, that one wasn't, because that was, it wasn't a state call, it was Reporters Association, so I couldn't use that.
Really? So there's only certain ones,
Just baseball meetings.
right?
Next week, when I'm gone for the
So,
state
yeah,
treasurer conference.
yeah, and yesterday wasn't a state meeting, it was like a district meeting.
Okay. So when AIC holds something, that's not, it's, if it's a state board of accounts called meeting,
Like the one that they had down here at, no, that was a big.
that was an ICCA.
The one you went to, over at Carmel or wherever, that was a state call meeting.
Yeah,
So AIC meetings, they come out of like the budget.
Comes out of your regular budget.
okay.
Other than an AIC.
You guys have not gone, I'd highly recommend them. I didn't do hardly any the first 2 years.
AIC meetings?
AIC and ICC. I found everyone learned something at every one I've gone to. That's been beneficial to what we do. Okay. What questions you have for us?
What does he wear, but it
Today,
This weekend,
supposed to be down in the 80s.
oh, you're still high
Low
up
80s,
in that,
mid
aren't you?
80s.
You're still high up in that. What are you, Grand Poobah, or what do they call it? That's Grand Poobah.
That's the Grand Poobah.
So you guys curtsy when you enter the Moreland Fair, or?
No, because every time I enter the Moreland Fair, it's usually to work in the food building.
Is that what you do?
Pretty warm in there.
That's why you want the heat
Stand
wave
over the
in.
grill, it's awesome.
I'm down for next Saturday, or with the last Saturday, so,
That's 2 weeks from Saturday.
yeah.
That's weekend we move my oldest into college.
We're at,
Bloomington.
oh, IU.
My daughter
Are you an
went
empty
on her
nester
first carnival ride there
after that?
last year.
Really?
Yeah. Not at IU.
I got it
the
once we were senior in high school, when we were freshman in college.
Oh, you did say oldest one, didn't you? Yep. Look out that window, and look out that window, how much darker it is.
College shopping.
Yeah, it is darker. He said we had a storm last night. I slept through it. 'Cause the night before I didn't
4:30.
sleep, so last night,
A quarter inch of rain, it was nice.
what?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of water down there. Plenty of places to,
Yeah, he really
Perfect
liked
his
that
craft.
coach and coach
yeah.
off in the position. Let us know.
Baseball?
No, Max turned down baseball scholarship.
Really?
Yeah. Gus Swiggy.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, Barry University, Miami's talked to him, IUPUI, Ball State.
Ball State's a good one.
Wherever he wants
I
to.
don't know where I'd go.
Whoever's gonna offer the most money.
Whoever's gonna pay for
I'm
the-
the same way he is.
Pay for most of his college,
Told my
you're,
wife, I'm
you're
like,
going.
If he goes to Miami, you know, like January, when I'm slow, I put out 2 or 3 weeks.
She won't want you down there for 2 or 3 weeks.
I'm trying to talk my wife into doing something in Florida in the winter with new grandbaby. Forget that. She's not going anywhere.
My dad was down there for 4 months.
Well, the people listening in get to see what it's like when we're relaxing on cruise control. Well, we won't take up any more of your time. It's been painless. I wish they all were painless.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thanks.
You guys have a wonderful weekend.
Yep, yep. Enjoy the cool weather that's around the corner. We hope.
Are you a furniture builder?
Oh, you should see his woodworking. He does nice woodworking. And
That's what I want to do when I retire. I wanted to pull up. I have a 2-story garage, and upstairs is all woodworking stuff. I don't use it.
what can you put in, like 5 window air conditioners, and at least take the,
But you really don't want it air conditioned.
Did you make any change? I'm trying to catch that in my email. You made the changes that we talked about.
thank you, Jody. Not bad. Really? Oh, well.
I'm jealous.
Can you copy that so I've got it?
I'll look you up and come over one time. I want to see it.
Look at his notebook. Look at his notebook. Some of the furniture he's made.
Does anybody else need the new sheriff's budget?
Yes,
Please.
please.
I forgot to print it at my office last night. Had to go to my
When did
office.
you send it?
At lunchtime yesterday. Oh, I was at the hospital, that's why I didn't pay attention.
Oh, surely I printed that off last night. Yeah.
See the what? I'm surprised that that hasn't been brought up in my house.
Do what?
turned yours on.
It's not that I dislike it, Bobby, it's just that it's totally out of my. I know it is, but yeah. I'm so loud usually when I speak that I get it though.
And me too, but then as you're talking, it does this,
Yeah.
and this is stuff for when it's absolutely required by state law to,
Right.
we have to do.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'll put tape on. Oh, let me get this out here real quickly.
So what did we decide on the two? I don't know if anybody knows specifics besides Shannon, Steve, and Matt with what all was talked about last night. It was talked about in generalities last night.
About
Vehicles.
lease hybrid between purchase and lease, and I don't know specifics.
I heard somewhere along the line, I did have it. I printed it off late last night and slept since then.
The only thing that scares me about the hybrids is there's really no studies for maintenance fees versus, you know,
He wasn't talking about hybrid vehicles, he was talking about a hybrid plan between purchase and leasing.
So she was all upset. There's
A
three
hybrid
pages,
plan
that one for each
of
one of you.
mixing the
There's
two,
an
it's
extra
not
one.
hybrid.
Thank you.
I thought that initially, like,
There's 2 pages to this one.
Okay. Will you pass that down to Mike, please?
yeah, I have one.
You do, okay.
I printed it off late last night and
Is this the new one?
Do you have the, both 380 and the 05? Jail and sheriff?
I don't know if I have an updated jail.
That first one, the one I was just passing was jail.
This is the jail. I don't have the updated sheriff.
Well, let me get the jail there.
Here you go.
Yeah, I do have it.
Okay.
I have both.
What's this one?
Jail.
I have the jail.
I do too. And I have the sheriff. And I don't even remember printing them off and putting them in. But it's
See, I don't
from
know.
yesterday.
I don't have the new, yeah, maybe I do have the new sheriff right here.
All right, I'm going to, so this is as it stands based on our hearing Wednesday. So I can scrub my notes from previous. The 19th.
Will we handed out the new ones for the sheriff
What's that?
worksheets? Or are we still on the old worksheet for sheriff?
I'm gonna put,
Well, I'm almost to the point of throwing out the old, except I need to know what the additional was that was taken out, 616 for jail and 1 point something million for sheriff. And that's only written on her original.
Right.
.4 and 6, it's over 2 million.
That's what I have right here.
Which that's where we've got to do our work. Most of our work's going to be in those two.
Yes.
we were gonna start going through the list.
Especially the safety lid.
Before we go through that, we need to talk about the 11, the 39,000.
Oh, 75.
1175?
Yeah, if you'll look at 1175.
What is that?
It is misdemeanor fund, that's, it's the jails.
Right.
So, right now, this is the fund that I was talking, kind of one of my rant that you guys really didn't want us talking about, that it's $3,000 in the negative. We
Sure.
have not received funds from, this is funds we received from the state. You never know if or when you're gonna get them. It's one of those where they can send it and they don't send it. You don't know.
But you budgeted more last year than they got.
Yeah, and right now, you budgeted it, they budgeted 39,346. They only get, last year, they only got 33,000 in there. So that needs to be changed if they get the money, yeah. If they get, last year they got 33, let's see.
Yeah, I'm not finding it either.
Last year, they got 33,346.33. So that's what we really need to budget in there, and then it's a non-reverting fund, so the funds actually roll over. You don't have it?
I do, but I can't find it, because I put it with, I either put it with probation, or I thought I put it with jail, and it's not.
Okay, so we need to tell them that, okay, so we need to reissue that check. They have to call them.
You know, would it be just quick if I went and made 2 copies?
Yes. It would.
I mean, I'm not being mean, but yeah.
That one doesn't show up on our fund description either.
This maintenance is for misdemeanor fees, and
Yeah.
it's the state. I
This
just
is
can't,
fees we collect here, send to the state, and then the state sends them back to the CIO.
Yeah.
So, but what they send us every year is 33,346.33. That's an every year amount that we went back like 4 years.
It's been the same for the last 4 years.
But we have not received it yet this year, for whatever reason, we don't have it yet this year. So we don't know if that means we're not getting it, if we're getting less, we don't know. We had them, they fixed the correction, because they have it in the whole, but my concern is us budgeting 39,000 when they only get 33,000, because that's what happened last year, we budgeted the 39,000 and they didn't have that much in it.
Who submitted that?
The jail.
The
Or
jail.
Yeah, and did. Yeah, that's
Okay.
That's their fault.
Okay, all right.
But I just wanted you guys to be aware
But
that
that's
we're
not
budgeting more than
working.
what's actually in it and what they're getting.
Mike's making a copy of
I
that, so,
found
okay.
I did put it under jail, it says jail maintenance.
So last,
So
So
what
we
should it
did
be?
the 39,346 last year, and there wasn't even that much in it last year, and we didn't, Bobby and I didn't catch it.
okay,
So it's 35,580.
Last
Should be
year we budgeted
33.
the 39,346.
Thank you.
And I found it while you were gone.
yeah, 39,
And see,
346.
where it says the 35,580, that 37,6582, we had to have them correct that and move it from another fund because that's a negative amount. It's been like that since January, so we had to get it fixed because we usually receive that payment in July and we have not received it as of today.
And July's almost over.
Yeah, so that 35,000 is not there. It's actually, in the negative $3,141. It's in the negative $3,141 as of right now. And if they get the 33,000 this year and they don't spend it all, it will roll over and they can use it next year, but we budgeted more last year than, what was even in it, yeah.
Was it just, we had money in there and we
Yeah.
added what was already
I think
still
that
in?
it is a carryover that they just put that much in it every year and it's just
Okay.
depleted so that there's just not that much in it and that's. go
They
back
use what they get.
historically and looking,
And it's, the yearly is 33, 4.
33, 3.
You see,
So, but that, I mean, that's, I just wanted to bring that to your guys'
Thank you.
attention.
Thank you. Thank you.
And if I didn't do it while I was thinking about it,
I can relate to that.
but I
You have
had
no idea
sugar
what's-
this morning.
I think there's napkins
started from the Auditors Association, and it's all about sheriff and sheriff's deputies' pay. It's like, this is just a little weird. So apparently it's a little state.
What did it say?
Most of your sheriff's deputies are making about 50% or less of what.
Okay.
or
Did you
the
forward
chief
that to us?
deputy. I can, yeah, I'll
Okay.
go back to them.
Here's the deal. The state pays for judges and prosecutors and sets the probation department. Period. So to tie anything to a state, because they get paid well. I mean, Kid will tell you, they get paid well. Prosecutor from the state with their 6.5 billion, they get paid well. So anything that's tied to that, for example, sheriff getting paid 80% of probation, they get paid well. I don't have any problem with that.
Prosecute.
I'm at prosecutor, I'm sure.
And
But then it,
I think it's 70% based on, we're a 40 to 60,000 or 40 to
it is
65,000
based
dollar.
on population rate.
Yeah,
That's
but then
correct.
it's murky, Ken, and I haven't taken time to do like legitimate research on how it all works
saw
and
that one time printed,
calculations.
and it is
It's 70 because of the way our county size is, but
Less
then
than
if there's
50,000.
with the contract that's in place, there are different ways that it can vary based on how the county is paying for uniforms or, meals at the jail. And that's when I went, okay, this is a bigger sit down and review all of this than I have time to do right now.
But the fact is, the state pays for the prosecutors.
And the judges. Yeah.
And then that's that percentage of the prosecutor. The state pays the prosecutor, but we're told we have to pay a certain percentage to the sheriff of what the prosecutor is. There's nothing that says the chief deputy or the captain
No,
gets
there's
paid
not.
any percentage of anything, and that's why it's more like 50% around the state. But 50% of what is it gonna be next year, 115, 120, is closer to upper 50s and 60s. And Shannon was trying to say, because he had the WIS report, right now, we're about the highest captain pay
In the state.
in that WIS report, which is 40 miles radius, including Marion, Hancock, Hamilton, Johnson, Shelby. In other words, ones with much higher
Did-
assessed valuations than we have.
Did either of you need the summary for 2024 budget that Baker Tilly sent over?
I have that.
You have that?
I've been
Mike, you can cap-
marking that up like you wouldn't believe.
I
the last
printed 3
24
just in case.
Thank you. Well, what it tells us, we're not quite as in terrible shape as we
Yeah.
thought, but we've got a lot of cutting to do. And the only place we have a lot of cutting to do is in that one department. And we all know that. This next Friday's gonna be painful.
Is it really cutting or just denial of what they're asking for?
PSAP,
Most
what's
of
this?
it. Latter. Yeah. Because we just don't have that kind of revenue. We've been nice so far, but I'm afraid that we're gonna have to just point out that
And I brought the
I love
fiscal
that.
policy handbook in case we need reference.
I love that book. That's
I brought-
one thing Gene
Oh, the
Lysing
county
did.
policy.
No, Gene Lysing sent it. It is educational. I learned a lot from going through that.
I've got the AIC manual if anybody needs that. And then I've got the AIC, the salary
That one I brought
study.
somewhere.
Did you guys figure it out, Bobby?
Yeah, we got processed and it's like it was part of that.
So did you know what?
Handbook over there.
I lost track.
You
of
put
the
that
check.
here, I didn't.
Oh, I keep it. We did send that back.
Okay, you want to look at the safety level.
Yeah, we'll let them, there was a budget or a payment issue, I think, that they had to look at.
That's this here.
Yeah, because Tiger Foods said, you got 2 checks from me, you have another payment, blah, blah, blah. Well, then when it's there in the bank, I don't get it. When I called, the girl said, I knew, I read my emails. No, you don't have to get it. No.
From the AIC book, Kenan, the average was 57%. Is that what you just said? Yeah, and that average comes out to the 66,837, based on other counties in the 40 to 50,000
That's
population.
what I had down.
Okay.
But when I saw like 100,000, I go,
Where'd that number come from?
not even.
Yeah, exactly.
We were gonna start
Safety lit.
going to the safety
Safety
lit,
lit.
yep. What's the number on the safety lit, Shannon?
1170.
Okay. Thank you.
You know what Whistle's full market is for chief deputy?
Say what?
Whistle's full market, not,
Mm-hmm.
we're trying to get people up to low market, which is 10% below full market, 64,770.
Okay.
We guys can't get the same thing, so.
All right.
Last year was 61. He was 10% over low market, which is among the highest paid in the county.
All right.
You said 11.
So 1170.
So
I've
I'll tell
got-
you guys what I did.
Okay.
After we met with the sheriff, in sheriff liability, it was 41.4, I changed it to 45,000.
Got it. Plus 4,000.
And the only other thing I changed was the Motorola lease, because we put, was there 2,500 and a 19,000 in the sheriff's that were Motorola leases? So
Yeah.
I put all of them in here, and it's 85,033. And that's the only things I changed.
You say 033?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I
So it
need,
raised about 22,500.
But like I said, my question was, first I need to question, but if we need that 21,000 left in for that lease payment.
Yes, they paid, I think it was 19 cents off the one thing,
But I thought this was just a one-time deal.
that one.
That's the one that was just, am I not right, Kenan, that for Butch, when we did that 911 equipment lease, was that just a one-time deal?
It was increased last year, but I'm not sure if that was one, we were short X
Right.
amount that we added, so I don't know how much is annual and how much was we were shorted. So that is a Butch question.
And then the sheriff's cars, I didn't do anything, I left it at 152,000, so I don't know what to do with the sheriff's.
Well, it's gotta be, we gotta find out from Shannon and Steve what actually is gonna happen. Some of it's our,
I say buy horses.
I texted him, I said, we may have money for rickshaws.
Hey, quick question.
That was a text to the council yesterday.
That was funny.
It was last week. That may be true. We may be able to horses. But actually
Okay, so
cheaper
we
is
need that
rickshaw
for
because
next
it's
year, too.
people
That's
that,
how-
Manpower.
you have to feed
So
horses.
we need it till 2025.
If the,
Okay, so
if
just.
the person's on the
Themselves.
payroll
That's what
anyway.
I needed. All right, thank you, bye-bye. He just needs it next year, and then you can take it out for 2025.
So we do need the 21 in.
okay.
To answer sheriff vehicle, we are gonna have to talk with Shannon and Steve and Matt, because something was agreed upon. But I
In
don't-
essence,
I don't have
yeah.
the specifics. Something was agreed as a compromise to help out, but not to give everything that was asked for, because we don't have the monies for that, as you know.
Would the commissioners know that?
Steve,
Steve would?
Shannon met 2 hours with Steve and another hour with Matt. But I don't think anyone updated the sheriff that appeared last night. So, we have to have that information before we know exactly what to do with the sheriff.
I feel like though, that 152, what does that, let's quantify that. Is there a way to quantify that?
We bought 4 cars last year, but not outfitted.
Okay, so that, and then the outfitting was,
The outfitting was paid from
what is the,
commissary.
So, but they want to pay for it out of this.
Well, they asked 90,000 next year for outfitting. That seems
for 6 cars?
6 cars.
Well, presumably. Well, yeah, that's what it would have been.
I heard informally, not 4 cars out of ARP, but I don't know if that's probably not outfitting.
No.
Yes, the art money was outfitting. The art money was for 6 cars and outfitting.
Right, but that's not what was the compromise yesterday. I heard,
Was the 55
I
was
heard 4
the
too.
cost with the outfitting complete, right? Or the upfitting? Am I correct? I think so too. Because yeah, you're not paying 55 for a cruiser to then get upfitted even more.
56, 666, 67, because he asked for 340,000 out of ARP, correct? Wouldn't it
It was like 330,
Um,
roughly 55 grand a piece.
Is that outfitted?
And that was outfitted,
that was
yeah.
outfitted.
How much per, again?
I'd just say 56,000.
Times 4? Okay. And what did that total come to?
That was
Times 4? 56 times 4?
56 times 4.
240 something.
220.
224,000. Yes,
Okay. We,
not at the moment.
we set aside 400,000
I mean,
for,
we're about to.
County
County
vehicles,
vehicles.
yeah, because I had made that motion at the art meeting. And the idea was,
so that still leaves 100
and when I did that, it
76.
was because we were still exploring lease versus purchase. And it wasn't known if we were gonna need 6, if we don't need 6, we're doing 4, if there are other county vehicles.
I think Shannon's had decent luck with fleets of leasing. I think he wants to try 2 as a trial.
Okay,
And we will know, it's not putting our neck out too much, we will know if this is something we want to explore, cease, or expand
and then,
in 2 or 3 years.
so, okay.
But doing a whole fleet in an unknown leasing was gonna basically like rolling the dice or putting all your money in the stock market. You don't know what's gonna happen.
So then I think I'm gonna go with,
So just leasing 2 as a
2
trial?
as a trial.
I'm gonna go with my note that said
That's what I think.
that we could strike the 152 from the
Safety lit.
public safety lit because it's included in the sheriff's budget,
I agree.
so.
There we go. Let's strike that for now.
Was that an I agree?
No,
for
he's
us,
on the
or-
phone, I agree.
So you're taking those 2 out of the list?
Yes.
For the
now.
vehicles,
For
sheriff
now.
vehicles, yes.
Until we get confirmation of
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
Okay. All right, thanks, bye-bye. And then then it is not, that was Joe about that, and then it is not in the sheriff's register, so we're not, any cars at all, we're not.
Not as of now.
Okay, because I just wanna make sure you remember, I took it out of 005 too, so.
Oh, okay, that's
We-
where I,
We will have to put something back in somewhere.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that it was
Well,
in the,
and then instead of taking it out so it's not in either for the time being, what if we leave the sheriff vehicles
Inlit.
just in there and lit so that there's a placeholder,
It's a
we know we
it's
got
a
to maneuver it?
placeholder until we find out for sure. I agree with that.
You really don't want it in the general fund.
yeah, I should say, I don't think general fund can take the hit.
It can't. It can't.
Because you think about what you're gonna take out of CCD and have to put in the general fund.
We have to take at least 200,000. We are in the red as of today in CCD.
Oh, yeah, but,
We have to take like 300,000 out at least. And I was thinking 200 could go into safety lit because secured detention can legitimately go in safety lit. But that's still not enough. We'll have to take White Estates out of safety, out of CCD, and the increase in, what, maintenance? Some maintenance, I think.
Where's the inmate medical?
Should be in jail.
what is it?
Inmate medical.
Inmate medical, it's in, oh, no, it's in 1233. Nope, it's in the 380 fund.
Okay.
What's it in?
380.
Jail.
Medical and hospital is 145,000, it's 380, 3,001. It's 145,000.
Okay.
You said it's under medical and hospital?
Yes. Yes.
145. Okay.
It should be on that one you just gave us, this right here.
Yes, it, I got it.
Okay.
Okay, so, okay, I just wanted to make sure that was in the jail lit. Wait a minute, that's not jail lit. All right, I gotta find that one as well.
1233.
Turn right to it. Lucky me.
There it is.
I calculated we could tap an additional 375,000 out of jail lit after all the increases and taking out the lease payment. So, but that's it.
So yeah, one of the proposals was maybe moving that 145 to the jail lit.
I would think that would be legit. Did Debbie hear that?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
One possibility was shifting, sorry, it says it's specifically public jail lit.
The 1233,
Medical
okay.
and
The
hospital.
medical and hospital.
I did change that one, the jail maintenance, I increased that to 161,750,
Okay,
and uniforms to 74,500, because that was taken out of the other two. And
Okay, repeat that.
the jail maintenance, 161,750, and uniforms, 74,500.
That's based on,
Because they had 44,500 in their budget, and then I left the 30,000 because I didn't know. So I don't know if you want to decrease that back down to what they just had in their budget.
the 45.
So she just combined them, correct?
The 1233.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, when you talk
Um,
about 380.
I can't remember if uniforms was in the 380 or the 005.
It's in the uniform, okay, there's the uniforms in the 1233 and then the,
Uniforms and updated equipment, so there's 5,000 there. I think it's in the 380. Okay.
and then it's
so
in the
what
380
was it?
zeroed out.
It's zeroed out, so, but they originally
Oh, here it
asked
is.
for,
Yeah. It's just tracing everything.
It's already zeroed out in mine.
they originally asked for,
I'm lost. I hate that.
no, that's
I
this
think I'm following it, believe it or not. So she took it in the middle, and she took it here,
remember we just added the extra line.
right here, and zeroed it out here and moved it to here.
Moved it to
It's
jail
too
lit.
confusing,
To jail,
it's too confusing.
I think I'm following it right.
Um, 35 and
By the end of the
95.
week. Right off the top.
Yeah, they asked for 44, oh, I'm sorry, I did it right. They, oh, no, I didn't, I had it. 44,500 is what they asked for in their proposed budget,
For,
uniforms. And we took that out, and you said to put it into the lit, the jail lit. So I just added the 44,500 to the 30 that was already there. I didn't know what you wanted me to do, so we can take it back to just the, are you understanding what I'm saying?
take it back to 45? Yes.
44,500.
Yes, Steve.
Because-
Instead of
they-
74.5?
No,
Yeah.
44.5, right?
Yes.
So you've increased it 14,500.
Okay.
Because in their general budget, they've got uniforms at 37.5, and then uniform equipment updates at 5,000.
So for right now, 44.5 in the jail
So
lit.
that's 42.5, and the 05, and then the jail lit was, okay, switch back again.
I'm afraid I'm not.
I know I'm
finding-
likely saying what you just said, but I
No,
have
that's
to
fine.
process
So
it.
you gonna add something to it, and that was what?
To the
We
jail
were-
lit, medical.
The inmate medical, thinking about that.
I think we're gonna have to.
Yeah.
We're gonna take that out of the general fund. We're gonna have to take several things out of the general fund.
That was in 380.
So we're taking that $145,000.
We're moving it to jail lit, which is
And what-
1233,
We're at in the jail, we're
just anywhere.
just anywhere.
We'll have to create a line for it.
Okay.
So the 375 that we have that we could,
That would take it down to
Yeah,
two.
I wonder what the inmates, inmate supplies is their bedding and stuff, the 15,000.
They're gonna have to pay me some out of commissary. They're trying to free up their commissary for
Other things.
other things.
Mm-hmm.
Other things that,
okay, the 375 we have that we can tap in jail lit, we just subtracted 166.
Okay.
So what's that?
what did you say, Ken, and I can't hear you?
I calculated the other night, we could tap an additional 375 out of jail lit. You added to what they had in.
The 145 medical,
6.5 maintenance and 14.5 uniforms. The 145 medical,
You
it
have
comes to
359,550 right now. That's not right.
should be,
Because I didn't,
should be
no,
209.
because you gotta take the 17, the bond payment.
I have 209 we can still tap in jail lit. 209,000. We start with 307.
2,080,560 is what you have right now coming out.
Right.
okay.
But of the 375 additional, we could tap based on everything that we've been given from Baker Tilly. Take out what we just added, and there's still 209,000 that we can tap additionally in 2024. Just leave that as a side note, because we're gonna have to tap more out of jail lit.
How much was it?
209.
209,000 we still can tap.
This is the shell game. The puzzle.
Yeah, I've got a pen, I need to be using a pencil. I don't have one.
And I'll just tell you on the safety, we have heard from, answering the commissioner's phones, how I heard it, trustees and volunteer fire department service coming in
I
on
heard.
some of the safety.
Heard that. Heard it. Another
Just
thing
wanted
that,
to get, I didn't know if you did, just wanted
Yeah.
to give you guys a heads up.
yeah. Heard it through the grapevine.
Okay, here we start.
Is that at 10?
068.
Yeah. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick.
You're early.
Do I have time for a restroom break?
You act like stuff is gonna be painful.
Look, they even turned the light off in their office when they came down here.
What's that?
They even turned the light off in their office when they came down.
Yeah, that means they figure there's gonna be a couple hours at least till lunchtime.
Well, and I forgot because you're sitting there instead of me. Now, here's why. When I'm sitting there and I look up at that light's left on,
Are you upset?
no, it makes it glow and I can't see squat.
Well, I got the wrong box of donuts, I guess.
He ordered donuts, not donut holes.
Oh, really?
So you can have 10 and equal
She
1.
pushed one out in front of me, I grabbed it and ran.
Oh, so the other person who ordered all these donut holes got your donut?
They got the bargain.
Well, how many donuts did you order?
2 dozen.
Well, they probably got a better deal.
You got 4 dozen donuts. They got the better deal.
That gave to your friend.
It didn't cost me anything.
Joe Wiley just called me too. I wanted to know if I was trying to play a joke on him or if it was a test on the email I just sent you guys earlier.
Oh,
this
yeah,
morning.
no.
test? Oh, you'll have to go to John. He said, is this a test or joke? And I said, nope. I sent it to you. No, I sent it to you guys. And he thought I was playing a joke.
Kind of goes along with the one from Mark John Oil, why we're sold in South Nine. We are not selling in South Nine. And he says everybody wants the expo gotten rid of or make it a giant shelter house. And why are we not stopping them? And that 100 people commented on what he said about what we do with it. And all of them said get rid of it. And then he said there was a clause in there about us being able to sell it to the expo. That there was only two. That were-
Get water, give me water, money. Yes.
We've been live streaming since 8:48. You're off. They can barely hear me.
There's a quorum here, we can't talk about that. We have a quorum, we can't talk about it. I did.
I'm staying out of it.
We can only talk budget today, or we can talk about personal stuff.
How's your hearing?
No, people say something.
Yeah, I got 6 donuts, I gotta have
Okay.
another one.
Okay, we're waiting on Kyle Allen to come out of the boys' room. If you're listening at home. He's got 1 minute, looking at the clock.
Bang on the door.
Bang loud enough that people can hear out there so they'll know we're not kidding.
Okay, so we're going to treasurers, where's that, Vanessa,
No, we're commissioners.
or commissioners?
068.
068, 161, and 1138.
Probably just saved $500 in hazmat cleaning materials by utilization of the restroom.
Thank you.
You were welcome.
For people out there, we're getting serious. 10, 9, 8 commissioners. Okay. 3%. Drainage board, I understand, is moving to surveyors.
Rush there?
Social Security up 3, retirement up 3. I'm looking at
68.
the main one. Parts up. Longevities down 400. Weights and measures 3%. Veterans officer part-time went up 6.74%. That's
Yeah, I just raised him to, he hasn't had a raise. and now-
Well, but not only that, he was one short, so we always have the budget in there, it's never budgeted in that.
So that's why the difference.
Yeah, we're putting out flags and we have to pay for them.
Microphone.
We have to pay for,
Green.
we have to pay for flags and stuff over Memorial Day or whatever, because there's never enough money for him to cover that expense.
Okay,
So we had to bump that up, 'cause,
that's why it's the only one on the page is over 3%.
yeah.
EDC director is actually assistant director, right? 3%.
Yeah, right.
Penny.
Human resource comes out.
To auditor. GIS supervisor to surveyors.
I'm not, if that's what he wants, I'm not fighting. I got a bigger fight to deal with.
Office supplies,
So we're taking the 65,000 out?
Yeah, just put it under surveyor.
office supplies up 500, legal. I don't think that's going to be enough for you from what we're looking at. Can we raise it 15,000?
Raise it 15,000?
We're going to have to.
It's going to be,
Office or legal?
Legal.
Oh, okay.
I don't think,
It's heading in the right direction.
see, you should have left
But,
one off.
okay, Debbie, I'm confused, because I thought you said we couldn't increase anything once we said.
No, total in county general.
Total, I got you.
Number at the end. You're just looking, county general, you're just looking at the, total number.
Okay, hang on. Oh, that's 23. Let me get to 24. Hang on.
3,000.01.
And I just tell you, if you're raising things, $4,000 isn't enough for you guys' travel, because I'm always having to move it.
So legal services,
Let's increase it 15,000 unless you say don't.
wow.
At least it'd be heading
You
in the
know,
right
the
direction.
previous time we had it to 190, and then it went down to 100, so,
Well, 22 actual was 91,000. Okay, travel meetings, they doubled it. You're saying it's just not gonna be enough.
I did $4,000.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did it
Okay.
to
Never mind then.
$4,000.
It
Never mind.
didn't matter if I wasn't looking.
So keep it 4,000.
Yep.
Now, the EDC that's our share to the
If you want to look on
EDC,
this,
right?
you'll see what we're doing the current.
This is just what we're, this is this year's. What are we looking at, 68?
Yes.
Second page.
It's our
No,
contribution
that's,
to
we
EDC
don't
and
do
county.
it on my time, that's just EDC here, that, we really need to change.
Change that.
Why does that say night? I never,
We used to give to Knightstown and then.
oh, that's Knightstown.
No, it's
and
not,
Middletown.
it's just us.
It just-
It's just us.
Just still says that on the,
Okay, you're gonna change that, so we'll know what it is.
You pull up a chair, Billy.
Yeah, come on up.
Okay. Okay, so that's our county contribution, like the city has a okay. Telephone, you kept the same, is that okay? I don't,
it looks
You've-
fairly on par, came in
you've used
underneath last
53,
year.
which actually would come to about 100,000 if next year's the same as this year.
I did it 115, I don't know what it was.
It
Hang
was
on, I gotta get
115.
to where I'm at.
But the actual in 22 was 113, so that sounds reasonable. Legal notices, kept the same.
I pretty much kept everything the same.
Official bonds was up just 200. You have to pay the bonds for everybody that's
Yep.
bonded, don't you? Like all the
Uh-huh.
school corporations, treasurers, and all that, trustees.
Yep,
Building liability went up 30%. I assume that has to do with your bill.
yep.
Workman's comp stayed the same. Unemployment insurance the same. Youth help
I
went up.
raised that based upon Josh's recommendation.
Okay. What is that? Do you know what that percentage was? Or
I was
just
I think it's 5%, I believe. I can't remember, honestly. But I raised it based upon Josh Estel's recommendation.
Yeah, 90, that'd be about right. Okay. Copier, same. Examination of records, somebody asked me, I think Shannon, because he's new. That has nothing to do with what's going on downstairs, does it?
That's 5%.
The insurance, yep.
That's what pays for all our audits,
Uh-huh.
the examination.
The examination of
Yep.
records audit?
The one like we just did,
Yep.
Okay.
which is not even gonna come close this year. It
Nope.
might be
Because you had a federal too, didn't you?
Yep.
Did they ever finish the sheriff one?
And don't we do don't we have to pay for all of the audits, like at Strawn and whatever, and then we get from settlement? Then it's settlement that we take it back,
This
yep.
30,000 just pays for the county
Right,
portion.
right. Yeah, because right now we've paid $172,000.
Yeah.
Because you're on camera, you're on camera, you're on
I know
camera.
we are. I don't care if the audience. Flat Rock project is still the same.
Yes,
Comp mental health, what do we know about that?
When you get him to send us.
well, you get to send us a bill, yeah. It took them
Who did you,
7 months to send the
who
bill.
did you appoint, or are you going to appoint to that?
Judge McCord.
Okay. I
If
think,
they,
I think,
but they have to approve.
Yeah, they have to approve it in September.
I don't think
well, at
they
least
do.
you got
I don't either.
at least you got that. Somebody, maybe come back and tell us what
Yeah.
heck's
Oh,
going
and then
on.
Humane Society went up, right?
5%.
I don't have it on mine, what we raised
Yeah,
it
the
to.
Humane Society.
62,000.
756,
Okay,
766, sorry.
okay, that went up 5%. Again, it hadn't been raised in a long time, right?
comp mental health again? Is that the Meridian?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
thanks.
It is, and they appointed Judge McCord, because finally we get a seat at the board. The county gets,
The county gets to actually appoint somebody.
It wasn't their recommendation, though.
Right. Yeah,
They had 2 recommendations.
yeah.
okay. Moving on, fair. What?
I liked ours better. Recommendation.
Oh, well, who else had a recommendation? Them?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember who it was.
Okay, we'll talk later, maybe. Fair premium's the same.
But wish you guys could raise that. They have now raised it to almost $25, I think, to joint wage. I mean, it's sad. That's why I think their numbers are going down, because they're compromising.
The fair expense?
Not only that, every pig that my grandkids entered, every cow that my grandkids entered, they had to pay a fee for them as well.
Oh, so this is 4-H.
This is,
Let me ask
Yes,
this.
this is 4-H.
Could we change the titles, to, for example, move examination of records to exam of records, parentheses audit? Shannon asked, and I couldn't even tell him.
What examination of records was?
audit, yeah, we can put audit there.
So that when we look at it, we know it's for that annual audit.
And then we'll put 4-H by the.
Put 4-H and we'll know exactly, because
Pretty obvious.
it comes up once a year. And when Shannon asked, I said, he thought it had to do with what was going on downstairs. I said, I know it's not, but I can't tell you.
Going on downstairs, the digitizing of the books? Oh, no, that came out of ARP.
Right. Knew that, but I didn't know what this examination of records was, so I couldn't tell him.
They did hire 2 more people than the retirees.
So fair premium's 4-H.
Yes.
Well, can we
And I know
increase
they-
that?
They wanted us to increase it last year.
Mm-hmm, they
Because
did.
I think they were wanting 20,000. We had already set the budget before they had requested that.
I
because-
just hate it because, like, my sister's a teacher. She used to be able to put 4-H was free. So that was the end of the year project. They did a project at school, they got it in it quick. Now nobody can afford it. I mean, she can't pay that for those kids to be in it, and most of the families can't.
So it's like the entrance fee?
Just to be in here.
So,
We haven't raised it forever. I mean, it's-
Wanna
Well,
move
it's
it to
been that way since I've started.
You want to move
Oh,
it
it's been that way
to
probably.
65,000? That'd be more like, no, to raise it to 65,000, which would be more like a 10% raise.
it's 15,000,
15,
Cannon.
4-H fair.
4-H fair.
expense.
Fair
Oh,
expense.
what am I looking at?
I don't know. but
Humane
I-
Society.
You
I'm
just
looking
made
at-
a bunch of 4-Hers really happy.
What do you want? 20?
They asked 20.
They asked 20.
Because they asked us for 20 and we'd already set.
You know, come next Friday, we may have to come back and plead with everybody that we're $1 million over what we have in revenues.
Yeah.
But let's, for now, it sounds reasonable. And I'm probably going to ask later to raise the Historical Society based on the same, it's never been raised in 10 years, but
Is there,
They send us a contract. The Historical
Yeah, they
Society,
just send us
send
a contract.
so they're not expecting it.
No,
They
Yeah,
send
I
it
mean,
and
they
they have
hire
it
us.
listed
I
on
think
there.
we're in the middle of a 2-year contract.
yeah, I think so
Okay.
too, yeah.
Yeah, but they send us.
They send us, yeah.
Never mind.
Yes, I think we
It's
signed
just
that
for the
last
building,
Just
yeah.
putting my plug into the
Did.
Historical Society, it's not been raised for
Right.
10 years. And I know their expenses have. Okay. Fair premium, 4-H, 20,000, so that's an increase of 5. Inmates, what's
These-
that different than the jail and sheriff?
These are those that are in a psychiatric or mental institution, court ordered. We have to provide the clothes and,
And it can't be combined with
No.
Meridian.
no, we provide, I think it's just clothing is what we provide. The clothing allotment.
We got
Yep.
those all
So that stayed the same.
well, like the involuntary commits?
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha. Burial of soldiers went up 1,000. I heard somebody say that was up.
Yeah, because
But
we've,
Usage was up.
we have,
There's,
over the last,
oh, yeah.
yeah,
A lot.
I don't know that there's a week that goes by that we don't sign
I
at
was
least
gonna
one or
say,
two.
Yeah, at least one or two.
I was either talking to one of you or to Brian or to Stacy prior that that had gone.
Yeah,
It's coming, it's that time of it. Yeah, well,
yeah, because I'm a, because we just see
just a
more and
handful
more
of World War II still. I mean, they're hanging on, probably can count on one hand World War
Saying,
II.
I'd say a lot of those are probably Korea too, because.
Yeah, right, it would be before Vietnam and right after World War II. Okay, Memorial Day stayed the same. Dues went
Wait a
up.
minute, no,
No, what'd I skip? Burial went up 1,000.
right.
Memorial Day, 3,000.
Oh, there was the adjustment, okay.
3,500, I mean. Dues went up 900
Yep.
because it went up 900, I
Yep.
assume, okay. No,
No,
not since 4H.
not since 4-H.
Can we just zero out Middletown Knightstown ambulance? We've been
Where-
cutting ones. It's been-
I don't, where is,
They're zeroed out.
No, I mean, can we take it off the sheet like we did several in previously? If we had,
well, I don't even see them on mine.
you probably don't. It'd be on your spreadsheet that Debbie gave, this one. But it's been there the last 3 years, and the last 2 years we
I
haven't.
just have the budgetary status, so.
Okay, if we can zero
That's what
those
I'm
out.
going off of, is my budgetary status, so.
Right, and airport, we can do the same,
Yeah,
because it's no longer Henry County, Newcastle.
No, we can't,
No.
we need, yeah, no, we still have, we have to leave that one because it's still
Still
here.
here, so we may have to pay something. I still processing the grants and stuff, it's not been switched to.
Okay.
What is it, FAA?
Yeah.
It's FAA.
Approved it.
I served on a BOAC one year, that was the funnest year of my life. Job classification, maintenance, 55. How's that different than our reclassification in the council?
This is what we pay Wagner, Irwin, and Schilling.
I know. Don't
This
say
There's
it.
nothing, it's, I mean, it doesn't.
This is
have any-
Wagner Irwin Shealy?
I
This
mean,
is
Wagner,
Okay.
Yours is, I don't
Can,
know.
can we put MAINT in parentheses with,
job classification.
just truncate maintenance to mate and put WIS, just like 4-H will know what it is. I should, but we talk about this once a year, and a lot of things other days.
What'd you say?
Sorry? We can fill in the blanks. Hey, you want to say that in the microphone? Okay. Historical Society is contracted, so Mike,
It is contract.
didn't know that. Postage stayed the same? Really?
We don't really mail out.
It's all the departments, huh?
We need to take and use some of their money and
Yeah, that's fine. We can do that when, yeah. Yeah, so,
You want to move it to auditor?
just leave it where it's at, because if, it kind of can keep it separate.
Okay.
As you do mailings
yeah.
or something.
We just,
Take it out of yours.
so
Okay.
typically when Ann was up here and she had to do all the mailings, it came out of ours.
Okay.
So like all the retirement stuff,
All the county
we'll just
property
take it out of here.
taxes, 3,500?
Say that again, property tax?
All the property taxes for Henry County government's 3,500?
Yeah,
Really?
Well, no, well.
Mine's more than that.
well, it's,
No, because the highway department pays their own,
Okay.
We don't pay,
highway department's own, they pay their own.
some we pay on, some.
Can I switch with my home?
So, no, it's the highway department does pay their own, and theirs is probably pretty close to the
Okay.
same amount.
I'm just surprised it's that little compared with what.
It's just the,
It's just your
special
special,
assessment,
it's
special
just,
assessment.
it's just special assessments
Okay.
and ditch.
Okay.
that's not a,
Okay, we are going to have to move secure detention to safety lit. some
well,
of it.
here's my issue with moving things to safety lit. We keep moving things out of the general budget to safety lit, and eventually safety lit's gonna be full. Hang on, let me finish my thought. Because we have other township trustees, volunteer fire departments who can make application, and we are depriving other volunteer fire departments, township trustees, the ability to apply for any of that safety lit money because we keep moving things out of the general fund and into the safety lit. That's my opinion. You guys do what you want to do.
We're
But
going to need to move some out of the,
I understand, but we're moving out of Peter to pay Paul instead of just cutting other things.
moving out of the general fund in order to give any kind of.
Yeah,
raise
I
at all.
understand that, but we are also depriving volunteer fire departments.
We're getting a lot more.
Yes, we're getting a lot of,
requests
yes,
now,
we are.
So we
So-
don't know how that's gonna.
That's fine. We have 350,000
Is it
additional
countywide
next year according to Baker Tilly.
Requests?
Yeah.
Okay.
And over the last several years, every time they've attempted to make a request, they've been denied.
So that was one of the things.
They
I've
are
heard
getting-
The last 2 years is,
So-
why are we not getting any of that
Yeah.
when that was the way it was set up? And I didn't have a good
They're getting a portion of it.
They get a very small portion, and they are allowed to make application for projects and for funding from the safety let.
And who
Last
says
time,
yea
I
or nay
think,
to that?
huh,
Who says yea or nay to that, those requests?
council?
Then we're gonna cut. We're gonna take 200,000 out of that to safety lit.
200,000,
Leave 100 in.
leave 100 in
Yes.
there and put 200,000, okay.
That's,
Yes.
you guys do whatever you want to do.
Thanks, Kyle.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that's
We
not
have
on
a
me.
Responsibility, we're
Well,
gonna do it.
Yep, go do it.
We are.
I know what it is, but it says something specifically different on the sheet. I was like, wait a minute,
I was just giving you a hard time.
That still leaves 209,000 extra that people can apply for in safety lit, based on Baker Tilly's projections. What's the deal with contractual services on Newcastle EMS?
300,000, that's in the CCD fund, isn't it? Didn't we put it in the
It is, but
CCD?
we're gonna take it out.
We're
because
gonna
we
take
don't
it
have
out.
CCD
Yep.
funding.
Yep.
So that fills up the rest of the safety lit.
Yeah, I mean, it takes more.
We're still good. We had 375,000 that we could tap, so we'd have 200.
Well, and we'll get to the CCD
Yeah,
fund here in a
so-
minute.
The contractual service you left at 71,000 for Larson.
Yeah,
Yes,
71,000.
for now, and we'll have to get to it.
So we're doing that at 71?
Yep.
Because the reason it was only 10 this year is because we moved it to safety lit, but we gotta move it back out of, or,
To CCD, gotta move it back out.
CCD, 'cause it's
Right,
a-
safe, yeah, CCD is gonna be 300,000 in the red.
Yep, because stuff, yeah, because it was moved out. A lot of things were moved into CCD fund last year.
And we're having to move it out. So courthouse, are we okay with, are we done with commissioners?
I'm not, I don't think Steve and I are going to quarrel over anything.
We didn't move a whole lot.
What, the computer equipment and programming, where did that get moved to last year? Was it was like 230,000?
To the CCD fund?
Can I ask what the CCD fund is?
The
Cumulative capital
cumulative
development.
capital development. Computer maintenance, 200,000. You guys increased it to $350,000, zeroed it out of here.
Wait a minute, were you, I thought you were in 161, no?
No, it's 68. Well, I'm looking, were you in 161?
We're looking at CCD.
1138, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing, 1138. I'm looking at the wrong one. So last year, 1138, computer maintenance,
When
I had it at 200,000. And I think it
350
went to the
appropriated.
CCD fund, didn't it?
Mhm.
Is that what I'm
350.
looking at?
That's where
Yes.
it got to.
That's where, yeah, that's where it went to. I don't know, because there's a couple different, am I looking at the right damn fund? 1138, yeah, 1138. Did I-
The 300,000 for, Angel?
Contractual services. Did we move it out? Did we?
It's not in there.
Okay, so that it's in the county general then.
Okay, I put it in contractual services.
We're gonna wind up having to pay that probably a year now.
You didn't put it in at all. Because the contractual services is at 71.
Because I put it to 400,000, because it was 100,000,
Your action last night,
repair and maintenance.
that saves the city a little bit of money, maybe they won't be quite as, but I'm not,
I thought I did put it in contractual services. Because you and I,
they save part of that now, if they won't have to pay it. So they could actually take that and put it in there without asking us, but there's 40% of the runs.
You had put 71,000 in contractual services, and I wondered because I'd heard we were looking at
I know I put it in there, but maybe I made a mistake. Very well could have. But we're still gonna have to pay them.
With this many numbers, it's possible that a mistake is made, and
Oh,
that's why we do this.
absolutely. I hand wrote it all. Huh? Oh, no, that's okay. That's why I keep all my copies. I know we were just looking at it the other day. I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's one we're going to have to